You might be wondering, why is he sitting in a car, and especially at the back seat? If you want the answer to that, subscribe to my channel and maybe you will know the answer at the end of this video. But before that, hello everyone, Vic here. Let's jump into it, shall we? The main topic for today is robotaxis. Firstly, let's just talk about what are robotaxis. This is a brief introduction to them, so if you want me to explain more into it and the tech behind it, you can just write it on the comments below and I will see if I can make a video about it. So robotaxis are taxis that are technically unmanned. There is no person or an individual inside the taxi. It's all controlled by artificial intelligence. So with that idea, you have a taxi that can take you from point A to point B. And today we'll be mainly making an example of Waymo taxis in San Francisco, US. Because they are the ones who are on the news, and people just woke up with a bunch of noise which brought up this current topic, and this is what happened.
That sound of honking is waking up neighbors lately in this South of Market neighborhood.
I get woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I look down and I'm convinced now it is coming from the Waymos.
Neighbors shared videos of driverless Waymo cars filing into the lot and backing into spots, which appears to trigger honking from the other Waymos.
The cars are robotic and they're honking at each other, and there's no one in the cars when it's happening, and that's absurd. Would like them to stop honking their horn at 4 in the morning.
As you saw in the video, people just woke up with a bunch of noise at 4 a.m. in the morning, and that's because the taxis were trying to park in the same space and they were reading the room wrong. Okay, so what happens when Waymo taxis get close to another car? They hoot. So the reason why they are making so much noise and hooting the whole time is because they were close to each other. So they were taking it as you're close to another car and you're about to hit it, so make a hoot too. But they were moving around just trying to figure out how to park the whole time. So that's what happened. So let's just jump into one of the articles and see what was going on the main thing, and if those problems were small problems or life-changing problems. So let's jump into the article first. So as you see, the article just says that people just woke up with the noise of hooting, and Waymo said that they already fixed the problem now. It was fixed in one night. And this is what those taxis look like. As you can see, they are using really good tech just to make sure those taxis view everything around. On that note, there are other vehicles that have this kind of technology, and it's been there for a while now, and a lot of people use these specific taxis as well. So these groups of self-driving cars in San Francisco, the neighbors were not happy about them making noise every time in the morning, but the company has fixed it, as I have stated earlier. Even though I call them robot taxis, people still call the service of driverless taxi service, which is known frequently in the state. Before we carry on that line of thoughts on talking more about Waymo, let's talk about these types of taxis in South Africa. And for anyone these days in South Africa knows how horrendous taxi drivers are, but that is a story for another day. But let's talk about if we have them in South Africa. The first thing you need to know is that these types of cars are actually not found here in South Africa, and the reason for that is because of legislation. South Africa has not dealt with the legislation for having driverless taxis or just these types of vehicles. We have not had any response to it. So back to the concept of Waymo. So as you keep on hearing me saying Waymo, it's actually a company that has been dealing with these types of taxi rides, which is actually all over around US, and they've been using it for a long time now. So Waymo is just a company that deals with that. So what does Waymo provide actually in these vehicles? These vehicles apparently have low collision rates, mainly because to help avoid collision, as I said, hooting, to help avoid low collision, the car hoots just when it gets close to another. So that's what happened. That's why the hooting was happening, and that's why the noise was happening, because the cars were just saying they're getting too close to each other. As you can see here, most people actually do enjoy these cars, and I'm not sure if you would enjoy it as well. For me, I'm actually not sure if I'll be comfortable with it, mainly because I am not sure if I'll be comfortable with a car just driving me all over or wherever. That is just honestly a very, very difficult question. That is it for the Waymo cars. And if we just want to jump into the problem that could actually happen in these cars, the first problem that you could come up with is people actually stealing the vehicles and figuring out how to hack them or bypass all the security measures on it. This could happen anywhere in the world, but as I said, here in South Africa, we are pretty good at borrowing cars. So why am I saying that? Not to look down on South Africa. I'm saying that because thieves have found a new way of actually breaching cars recently in South Africa. First thing is you have to know is the thieves are actually starting to do it high tech, not like jacking or anything like that. The first thing they do is they relay the attack while carrying a backpack and follow you into the mall or anywhere to a close proximity. This is just to clone or use an amplifier. Oh, they're gonna say it here. So what's in the backpack? Usually there is a laptop with a amplifying system that tries to steal the signal between the keys and the vehicle in question. So what they're doing is now they are cloning keys and trying to make sure that they bypass and copy all those things security wise. So once they are able to do this, there will be a receiver and a second perpetrator standing next to the vehicle. Effectively, this way you have transferred the signal to the other key within a second. They will get in the car after that. So what has happened there is they have gotten your signal for the key and they've put it on a second key to actually get the other individual who is next to the car to open the car for them so that they can take your car. So now it's high tech. They used to use wires and jacks and everything, but now it's just purely cloning and using everything like that. But that is one of the problems. There could be more problems, mainly because we have taxi associations and things that stopped Uber and stopped meter taxis from riding here in South Africa, so we could have those problems as well. But on the tech side, let's just talk about that. We are currently developing very slow as South Africans, so we currently won't have that infrastructure in a very short time. But we are moving forward and we will probably get these soon. But depending on our taxi industries, which won't be safe for these companies, and I think that's what they think. So with all these going on, we'll see when we can have those types of taxis. So what do you think about the topic today, especially of these robocars? Do you think they will improve your daily life, or you think they're solving a problem, or if they're just not solving a problem and just planning to take people's jobs or anything like that, just like every AI thing? Just leave it on the comments below. If you like my content, please subscribe, click that like button. Anyway, keep on grinding and level up.